What's up, everybody? It's Wall Street Custodian coming back for a video here, and it's rare that I get choked up watching an interview on TV on the news. Whew. This interview, to me, it hit me in my heart and pulled at it. And you're not breathing. You're not an American citizen if this interview just doesn't swell up feelings of emotion. Jason Whitlock leaves Tucker speechless in this short exchange. It is one of the most incredible things and a testament to where the country's at right now, and everybody needs to see it. That's why I'm doing, it's kind of like a reaction video and my thoughts on this, because some of the stuff that Jason Whitlock, the host of Fearless, says in this interview blew me away. He talks about how he's never voted before, but what's happening in the world today is changing him. It's changing him. It actually is making him, what he says, MAGA. He says, I'm now MAGA. What? Like, what? Because what's happening is crazy. Well, of course, we all know. Let me just bring this up here. Trump is now boarding Trump Force One on his way to New York. Actually, right now, I guess he may even be in New York right now, and getting arrested. Okay, now what's he getting? Oh, by the way, Bill Clinton's getting arrested for the hush money that he paid to all those women that he. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's not happening. No, but they're going after Trump for hush money that he paid to Stormy Daniels. This is crazy. This happens in other countries where political adversaries get jailed. This is for insignificant stuff, right? Like, okay, let's say they found out that Trump or Biden sold, or whoever sold nuclear code secrets or whatever, so then another country could take us over, stuff like that. Well, you're damn right, we better go after them. But making up charges, if you're following the story, you know that they took a misdemeanor, whatever it is, or a low level thing, and they trumped it up, no pun intended, into this thing. Anyway, but back to the point here, because it's just mind blowing what Jason Whitlock says here. Let's listen to it.
Tucker, I don't say this with pride. I really don't. I'm just being factual. I've never voted. And so I'm not saying that with pride. I'm hardcore MAGA tonight. I will be voting. I am hardcore MAGA. I've never voted. I did, I observed Trump. I'm somewhat supportive of Trump, but they have made me MAGA. And they have made me ready for whatever is next, because what they are building for young people, I can't sit by and just let it happen without raising my voice and without being willing to sacrifice whatever so that kids don't live in a communist Marxist society. These people that think the government is going to take care of them don't understand history, that they've never studied history. They don't understand how tyrannical a government is. If they have their way, if they have their way, we're all catching hell except for the elites. And yes, I have a very good bank account, and perhaps I'm an elite, but my heart is working class. My parents were factory workers. I came from nothing in this country. I'm black. They're telling everybody, black kid, oh, you can't come from nothing and make it in this country. That's bullshit. This country is the greatest country in the history of the planet. It's the safest, most prosperous place for black people and all people. That's why people are beating down the doors to get here. And they've demonized the whole thing, and they've turned Trump into this devilish Luciferian character when they are the devils. They're the ones that don't believe in God.
Jason Whitlock. I agree. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yep.
My Lord, do you see Tucker at the end there? He doesn't know what to say. He's literally speechless. He's literally left without speech, as they say in Seinfeld. And so was I. My eyes were full of water when I heard Jason say, I'm MAGA now. And he said a few key things, right? He said that only the elite will benefit from this government that's going to come out of what's happening, right? And there was a message in there that this is the greatest country in the world. Yes, we have had problems. Yes, we fought ourselves over those problems, right? Brother fought brother, okay? The original founding of this country in 1776, there was arguments about slavery and how, everything that went down, and they knew it would be addressed in the future. Have you ever read the Federalist Papers? My gosh, I really recommend you do, because it'll change your outlook on it. Just changed my life reading the Federalist Papers, right? But there's a really interesting things that Jason says. He says that he is now MAGA. He says this going after a political opponent like this is leading us to such a dark place that he's so against this that he's now MAGA. He's never voted, and he says he is now. That's crazy, because he's awake. Notice that I'm not using woke. I guess he's woke about the woke, if you want to call it that, right? He says what they are building for young people here, he can't stand by and watch anymore. That's how I feel, right? I've talked about stocks on this channel always. I'm going to get emotional right now. What's happening right now is so bad in our country. It's why I'm talking about it, because there ain't going to be no stocks anymore, okay? That's not going to be. They're going to destroy everything, right? And only the elites are going to be the ones who benefit. They want to put us in 15-minute cities where you can't go even leave your city. Check out Zip Trader. He did a whole video about what Charles Schwab has the plan for the future in electric cars, and how you won't be allowed to leave your 15-minute community, and if you do, you get penalized, and all crazy stuff they want to do to us in the future. They want complete control. And by the way, it's both parties here, okay? Complete control over our lives. And he says that he can't sit by. What they're building for young people, he can't sit by anymore. He said that these kids don't understand history. They haven't studied history. They don't know what a tyrannical government is. This is how it starts. It starts with jailing political adversaries over nonsense. Okay, over nonsense. And if they have their way, we're all catching hell. What did he mean by that? Here's a quote from Reagan that just sends shivers down my spine every time I say it. He was talking, I don't know where the event was, but there were people protesting him outside. Remember, Ronald Reagan, who won every single state except one. Just think about that for a second. How many states? He took us out of that dreadful Carter administration, and just an amazing man, right? He said, if the college kids outside who are protesting me had their way, they wouldn't be allowed to protest outside. Whew. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I'll say it again. If the college kids outside had their way, who were protesting me, they had their way, they had the government that they want, they wouldn't be allowed to protest outside. When I heard that quote, it's another one of those quotes that just veers my life in a different direction. It's so true. A tyrannical government. You think a tyrannical government is going to let you protest the death of whoever or whatever the case? Nothing. They will crush us. Jason Whitlock's interview there, and how he talks about how great this country is. It's the best country on earth. He says he came from nothing. His parents were factory workers. The USA is the greatest country in the history of the planet. It's the safest, freest country ever. It's why people are beating down doors to get in here, right? Why are people stepping over themselves, cramming into trunks, stuffing themselves into vans to get in here? Why? If it was such an evil place that the far left, radical left, want to make it sound like, why are people stepping over themselves to come here? Why? Right? Think about that. Man, everybody should take that Jason Whitlock interview and play it over and over. Listen to what he's saying. I am such a fan of him after hearing that. I want to dive into a lot of other stuff that he talks about, especially from now forward. Just crazy. It made my eyes tear up, and Tucker at the end of it is speechless, and rightfully so. You could tell he doesn't even know what. He's just like, whoa. That's how powerful it was. That's how powerful it was. Whew. We're going into some dangerous times. God bless everybody. Always stay peaceful. Catch you later.